Hi everyone, I'm Zach from Porsche Center Calgary, and today we are here with a 2019 911 Targa 4 GTS. This particular example comes in GT Silver with a full leather black interior on the vehicle. This is a pre-owned example, so it does have just under 3,400 kilometers on it, and we did CPO the car, meaning that is part of our certified pre-owned vehicle fleet here. That giving it an additional 2 years unlimited mileage worth of warranty. So this particular example is going to have warranty going until July 31st of 2024. This being a GTS, really special car, and especially being a 991.2 generation 911, it is my personal kind of favorite variant of the 911 there. So it is an absolute blast to drive. It is very practical day to day getting around, so you can have a lot of fun with it, especially it being the Targa. If you're just going out for kind of a weekend drive out on the countryside, going through the mountains, you can have a lot of fun putting the roof down. It is, yeah, like I said, just an absolute pleasure to drive. And then, like I said, going to the GTS aspect of it, you are going to have a lot of performance with this vehicle and standard performance options as well. So this car, you have 450 horsepower. It's a 3-liter twin turbocharged flat 6 motor that's giving you that. And then as far as those standard performance options go that I mentioned, so starting at the most obvious ones at the wheels here. So you're going to have some 20-inch center lock wheels right here. The center locking giving them slightly less rotational mass. You can accelerate off the line a little bit quicker or out of corners, and look at them, they look absolutely fantastic on the vehicle. Continuing on with other performance options though, you're going to have standard sport exhaust on the GTS. So if you do want that throatier sound, you have the option to open and close the valve to give you that. You're going to have sport chrono on the car, so if you're not familiar with it, every Porsche out there is always going to have your normal and sport mode. Sport mode is just making the car a little bit more responsive. Your sport chrono gives you a dial on your steering wheel that you can go in between normal, sport, sport plus mode, and individual mode. Essentially that sport plus mode is very much like a track mode for quite aggressive driving. And then it also unlocks the ability to use your launch control on the vehicle. And then on top of that, you have also a sport response button, which is very much like a boost button. It's made for passing or overtaking people either on a track or single lane highway if you got to get around them. So quite a few of really fun options there. Car also comes with standard PASM, so that's your Porsche active suspension management. That gives you the ability to go ahead and stiffen up your suspension if you're wanting to do that. Just reduces body roll in the chassis, so you can corner a little bit harder and hold that line at kind of more stable speed there. And worth noting as well, the GTS is going to be a tiny bit lower than a kind of a comparable 4S model or another 911. It's going to be 10 millimeters lower, and once again, that's just to lower the chassis, so you have a less, lower center of gravity really, so you can corner that much better in this vehicle, and it will handle that smidge better. Then continuing on, oh, and actually a couple other things I want to mention regarding performance too on the vehicle. Braking, when it comes to the GTSs, they all have bigger brakes than what you'd get as standard on, let's say, something like a 4S or a 4 for a 911. So you're already going to have some increased stopping power here. Not that you really need it on this car. Porsche, I find, have really good braking systems where you get plenty of stopping power as standard, and like I said, this is going to be just that much better. And last thing I'll mention regarding performance on this car, it does have your 7-speed PDK transmission, so it is going to be an automatic transmission, but a very engaging one. If you haven't driven the PDK before, it's very intuitive, so the more you drive, it's almost like it learns your driving style. It knows where to be coming out of corners, so you can accelerate them really smoothly. And if you are on kind of either track setting, or just even on a twisty, windy kind of mountain road or highway, like I said, it's going to be very engaging as you're going through the corners. It knows where it needs to be, so you can have that sort of fun. It's not going to be downshifting or upshifting too late. Like I said, it's very intuitive and aggressive is the way to kind of word it. So you can have a lot of fun with this transmission. Talking about a few things on the exterior of this vehicle. So to start with, we already mentioned the wheels briefly on the car, but if you take another look at them, they're going to be done up in satin black. That's going to match very nicely with your satin black window trim along the side skirts you can see right here. If you look at your Targa top, you can't really see it in the video here, but it's going to be black Targa top as well, along with your aluminum kind of column and roll bars here for the Targa top, and then along with your black badging on the rear. A couple other notables as well. If you look at the front of the vehicle, just next to the wheels there, you'll notice that the previous owner has some clear side markers there, just a little bit. That kind of goes nicely with the rest of the kind of GT silver versus kind of the black contrasting look. Gives it a very nice kind of aggressive look, and the GT silver is an absolute classic as well, so it looks absolutely fantastic, this car. Taking a look at interior options, this car is a well-optioned car. So to start off with, a lot of GTSs are going to have Alcantara in them, that kind of fuzzy leather material. This one doesn't. So this one's done up in full black leather on the inside, including your seat centers. And you'll actually have your 14-way seats in this car. These are the seats that, for one, give you seat ventilation, and then also the memory functionality. And then besides that, adjustable lumbar and thigh extenders as well. A few other options too. Car's going to have your heated seats. That's just going to come as standard with the seats along with your heated steering wheel. And talking about steering wheels, this one has your GT Sport steering wheel in it as well. So another one of those performance options that do contribute to both the look and kind of cosmetics of the car and the feeling. The steering wheel itself is a little bit, has a smaller diameter. So essentially the steering wheel is going to be a little bit more precise. You have to move your hands less to turn more, which is a great feeling in a sports car. You're also going to have slightly thicker handles on it. And like I said, the steering wheel just looks a little bit better and kind of more aggressive than a standard one would look like. Car is going to have entry and drive. If you're not familiar with that, that's going to be your essentially keyless entry on the vehicle. And then a few other things that it includes is going to be your Bose sound system in the vehicle. If you look up on the headrest right here, you'll note that you have the kind of embossed Porsche head crest on there, which look absolutely fantastic. Besides that though, just a few things I want to note regarding the history of the vehicle itself. So as far as tire and brake life go, for the brakes you got 9mm of life left both front and back, so that's almost new. Yeah, there's hardly any wear on them at all. And then for tires, you're going to have 7 mils of life up front and 6 mils of remaining life in the back. Once again, plenty of tire life on this vehicle, and that makes sense. It's only been driven just over 3,000 kilometers. As far as servicing goes on the car, what we did for reconditioning, we did the major service on the car, so that's the one that occurs every 4 years or at the 60,000 kilometer interval. That's going to include everything like your spark plugs, drive belts, cabin filters, brake fluid flush, kind of gets everything done at once, so that's not going to be due for a long while from here on out. And then we also replaced the battery on this vehicle. As far as previous owner goes, car was originally purchased from Winnipeg before coming to us here, and clean history, no accidents or anything of note on the vehicle there. And talking about stuff like that too, the car is going to be fully wrapped, so it's going to have PPF all the way across it, so it's going to be very well protected. And because of it has that, as you can imagine, the paint is in absolutely fantastic condition. So thanks for watching, everyone. That kind of wraps up this video here. If you do have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment on our YouTube page here, or you're more than welcome to reach out directly to our sales team here. You're happy to have that chat with you if you have any questions, or if you're wanting to come in and take a look at the car, let us know and we're happy to arrange that as well. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day, everyone.